Hey guys, this is JNM with a Blender video about the add-on Retopoflow 2.0 beta version that Jonathan sent to me some days ago. I will use this simple but high poly model here and start to retopo it with Retopoflow to give you an overview of the new version that is rebuilt from the ground up. You can install the add-on by opening the user preferences, then select the add-ons tab and browse to the zip file of Retopoflow. After that you can press install add-on from file. This will take a while. And here we go, and now we are ready to use Retopoflow 2.0. There's a new tab now in the Tools section, and we have a panel for the old and the new version. The new version contains a start guide, which is a text file that you can open, and the main difference for getting started is that you don't select the target object for Retopology in your scene. The target object is the active mesh in object mode if it is selected, the selected mesh in edit mode, or otherwise a newly created mesh object. Currently in this scene I don't have any object selected and just one high poly mesh for Retopo, so I can select one of the Retopoflow tools like polystrips, and after that the so-called Retopo mode will be activated. In this mode you have a black background and floating panels, and you can also maximize this area by clicking this button here. Okay, the active tool is now the polystrips, and to use it just hold the Ctrl key pressed and draw onto your high poly mesh. Then this polystrip is created that snaps to the surface of your high poly object, and the size of the faces of this polystrip depends on the size of your cursor or brush that you can set by pressing the F key. For the selected faces of the polystrip, you can select it with right mouse button pressed. You get a kind of Bezier curve with two handles. And these handles can be used to adjust the polystrip like this. You can draw in as many polystrips as you like to create some basic geometry, for example like here, where you have some edges or boundaries, larger areas that you want to map out. And you could also combine these polystrips. I draw in the first one, then a second one, and as you can see, they are merged. So it's really comfortable to create your geometry like this. It's almost fun doing Retopo with this tool, and you save a lot of time. In the past I always used 3D code for Retopology, but now I switched fully to Retopoflow. Okay, the next feature that I want to show you is the mirror, the symmetry. I select the x-axis for symmetry, and as you can see, all the polygons that I added are mirrored to the right side. Okay, now let's have a look at tweaking, the tweak tool. After selecting it, you have a brush, and with this you can adjust your geometry. You can tweak it, you can move vertices around that are in the area of your brush. Of course they are still snapped to the surface of your high poly mesh, so tweaking the geometry is very easy with this tool. Just left click where you want to adjust the vertices and move your brush. Okay, the next tool is the polypan, which I use most of the time while I retopo my mesh. You select an edge or a vertex, and then you hold your Ctrl key down and left click onto the high poly mesh, and by doing this you can create triangles or quads. When I add here new polygons to the polystrip, I first connect existing vertices to a triangle, and then I click again, still with Ctrl key pressed, to add a new vertex, and the four vertices are connected then to a quad. With this tool you can extend existing geometry very fast. Alright, the next one is the loops tool that you can use to insert edge loops. Again you hold your Ctrl key pressed, then you hover over the geometry with the mouse cursor, and once you left click, the edge loop is inserted. What you can also do for selected edge loops is to press the S key and slide the edge loop. Okay, the next one is a bit similar to the tweak tool. It is called relax. Like for the tweak tool, you get a brush and then you can brush over your geometry to relax the polygons. By doing this, you get a nice and even topology. When using relax, don't forget to check the boundary option, because otherwise the vertices and edges at the boundaries are not taken into account. You can change the brush size by pressing the F key, so that more or less geometry is affected. By pressing Shift and F you can adjust the strength of the operation, and when you press Ctrl and F you adjust the fall off. When you have a tool selected and need some help for this, you can just press the Tool Help button. Here for example for the poly strips or the poly pen. If you're done with your retopology, or you just want to see a preview of your retopoed mesh so far, then you can press the Tab key or click the Exit button. After that you are leaving the Retopo mode. Here I pressed H to hide my high poly mesh, and I can fully see the retopoed mesh. If I want to continue to retopo my mesh, I select it and then I choose a Retopoflow tool and return to Retopo mode. Okay guys, this was a short overview for Retopoflow 2.0. As I said, it is still in beta. New features will be implemented, but it is already my weapon of choice for retopology. So guys, I hope you liked this video and this add-on, and if you like my channel then please don't forget to subscribe. If you want to support me then think about being my patron, this would really help this channel grow. Thanks for this, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.